Now on 12, a call to keep on top of highway repairs comes 1 week after a tragic accident on the Bronx River Parkway claims 7 lives. Your Bronx News starts right now.
As local news gets, News 12, the Bronx.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Alina May. 7 family members lost their lives in a horrific crash on the Bronx River Parkway 1 week ago. The van carrying those victims went over the edge of the viaduct and fell onto a ravine on Bronx Zoo property. All 7 were from 3 different generations of the same family. Now their surviving family members are joining forces with our borough's livery cab drivers to call for repairs on what they've nicknamed the Parkway of Death. Our Brittany Miller has more. A sea of bicycles took over the streets of the Bronx this morning. Thousands of cyclists pedaled their way through our borough Sunday as part of the annual 5-borough bike tour. Our Amy Yancey reports from the sidelines. Taking a look at your Vote 2012 news, there's another name you'll be hearing during the election, Gary Johnson. Saturday, the Libertarian Party nominated the former New Mexico governor for president. Johnson won the majority of the party's delegates at its national convention in Las Vegas. In his acceptance speech, Johnson promised to be a viable alternative to the 2 major party candidates. He's pushing to end foreign military commitments and to lower unemployment. Governor Andrew Cuomo is stepping up efforts to prevent fires started by children. It's Arson Awareness Week in New York. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, youth fire setting is the fastest growing fire threat in the country, and 70% of all fatalities in child-set fires are children 5 and under. Head to news12.com to learn more about the behaviors and where you can go to get help. I'm Alina May. More of your hyper-local Bronx headlines are coming up in just 2 minutes. In our 12 on Crime report, police are trying to find the person behind a sexual assault in the Bronx. It happened on Crows Avenue around 4 Sunday morning. Cops say that someone assaulted a female victim. That investigation is still ongoing as police officers hunt for the attacker. 2 separate shootings in the Bronx send 2 men to the hospital. We start with a man shot twice around 2 Sunday morning. Police officers say a 34-year-old man was shot in the shoulder and the right leg at 1920 Harrison Avenue. Emergency workers took him to St. Barnabas Hospital. Right now, there have been no arrests in this case. And on White Plains Road between East 236th Street and 237th Street, a 22-year-old man was shot in the shoulder Sunday morning. That victim was able to walk into the Montefiore Medical Center emergency room. The investigation in that case is also still underway. Police are on the hunt for the suspect who tried to rob a bank Saturday afternoon. It happened at the Chase Bank on West Burnside Avenue right around noon. Police say a Hispanic male passed a note to the teller demanding money. When the teller refused, the man fled empty-handed. If you know anything about this robbery or those 2 shootings we just told you about, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS. Again, that number is 1-800-577-8477. You can also text your tips. Find out how at news12.com. Good news for Bronxites filling up at the pump. Gas prices are down in New York and the rest of the country. The national price of gas has dropped 7 cents in the past 2 weeks. In New York, the average price of a gallon of regular is $4.15, down from $4.19 a week ago and $4.23 last month. Despite the early mornings or whining kids, parents are happier than people without children. That's according to a USA Today article citing 2 studies presented at the Population Association of America's annual meeting. Around 130,000 adults worldwide, including 52,000 parents, were surveyed. A Fitness with Fido event this Sunday put Van Cortlandt Park on show. The park is a community staple where Bronxites get their exercise, play, and relax. Our Julie Strauss visited the green space to talk to some Bronxites about why it means so much to them. Head over to news12.com, click on numbers and links. And turning to your entertainment news now, the Avengers didn't have to fight any competition this weekend at the box office. The new superhero flick was far and away the most popular in theaters. It raked in just over $200 million, earning the biggest three-day U.S. weekend ever. The Avengers opened on Friday in the U.S., but was released last week internationally. Think Like a Man took the second spot with $8 million in ticket sales, and The Hunger Games finished up third this weekend. The movie, adapted from the best-selling young adult series, took in $5.7 million. For information about showtimes and theater locations, head over to news12.com. And let's check out the weather now. We're looking at Monday. We're going to have a nice high of 70 all the way up in Riverdale, a high of 66 in Pelham Parkway, 69 Castle Hill and City Island, 68 in Hunts Point. AM sun, PM clouds. Excellent way to start the work week. I'm Alina May. Up next on News 12 The Bronx, why jogging could help you live longer. We're breaking down the numbers in our 12 on Health report. How do you like that forecast?
I love it. Right around room temperature. It's perfect.
Yeah, Dan Zerafin here with sports. Knicks highlights. Heat is white hot, but not tonight, right?
That's right. The Knicks looking to do something they haven't done since 2001, win a playoff game with their history. But like I said, they lost last year, Alina, so they're going to come in with a little revenge on their mind, I guess you could say.
Well, maybe that will motivate them to win.
Hope so.
And I'm excited to see the rest of the Knicks Heat series.
It could be short, could be long. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. We have some more sports news. The San Diego Chargers will host a public celebration to honor the life of former NFL star linebacker Junior Seau. It's this Friday at Qualcomm Stadium. Guest speakers will share stories and memories of the positive impact Seau made. Seau died Wednesday of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. Even though crowds flocked to Louisville for the 138th annual Kentucky Derby Saturday, the fun wasn't limited to the southern state. These Brooklynites took part in the fun in Gowanus every year. The Bell House hosts a spot to watch the race. These folks got into the spirit, dressed up in southern flair, while sipping on what else? Mint juleps. It's a tradition that stretches back 15 years. The Kentucky Derby is all about the horses, but in the stands, the attention goes to the ladies' hats. Here's a look at some of them in the crowd at Churchill Downs. Hat makers say the average Derby hat ranges between $300 and $500 for a custom creation. I'm Alina May, and you're watching News 12 Brooklyn. Here are the results of our question of the day. Do you think a bike tour is the best way to see all 5 boroughs? So far, most of you are saying no. 41% is saying yes, it's close. The rest of you can still vote on our website, news12.com, or IOTV channel 612.